welcome back to Peterson Auto. Today we're working on the tractor. First tractor repair video. Noticed a little play in the wheel bearings here. It's 1956. So, you know, that's kind of expected. Most people don't maintain tractors. Look at your riding mowers. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to tighten up the wheel bearings quick. It's a really simple, easy process, and most cars are going to be about the same setup too. Cars, trucks, anything with the roller bearings in it. Now these are Phillips head screws, but they're really cruddy, and I mean really cruddy. So I got these wonderful Nipex pliers here that I have. I love these things. They'll grip just about anything. And all I did was just loosen the screws up. Now I'm doing this obviously with the wheel off the ground a bit. I have it jacked up with the front loader, but that's not highly recommended. The front loader is hydraulic, and when working under any kind of hydraulics, they could fail at any given moment, which would result in you being smashed by the front of the piece of equipment. And that one I'm going to have to clean out later. But that being said, you don't want that to happen. So this is actually a real common unsafe practice. OSHA and MSHA say it's a big no-no. In the equipment industry though, it actually happens more often than you'd expect. If I was taking this wheel off, I would probably go ahead and put some blocks there. As you see, it's only 2 inches off the ground. I know these hydraulics in this machine hold real well, at least for the front bucket, because whenever I park it, I put the front wheels off the ground a little bit, just as you see here. And I've never came out and had it on the ground yet. So that being said, hydraulics should hold up for this, and I'm just not going to put my hands underneath the wheel, other than where these screws are, because I was an idiot and put them there. So we have the 4 screws out. Give the cap a light tap, and I'll probably need a paper towel or something to clean this out now. This is being done field repair style right now, which is pretty much just get her done. But you can kind of see here we have obviously a bunch of grease, so that's a good thing. There's grease in there. I just did the other side. It was not near as well greased, and I would probably repack the bearings too. But we're going to go ahead and get a paper towel and clean that up first. Okay, well, I've wiped the grease off a little bit, and you can see right here is the 2 ends of the cotter pin, and there's the top. So we're going to simply go ahead and take our snips, and we're not actually snipping. We're using the wedge-shaped part of the blade to pry and grip. So that one's looser. That one's looser. Okay. So now I have them both unwrapped. Just going to keep bringing them around. The whole wedge-shaped part of the dikes or side cutters here actually does really good for cotter pins. And then you can usually get enough grip to pull it up before you go ahead and cut through it. It's just little bits at a time. Unfortunately, it's how it works, how it's going to happen. Okay, cotter pin is out. That's all kinds of greasy. Like I said, this is just field repair right now. I would take this nut off, take the wheel off, repack the bearings. But I know the seal on the back side's already blown out. So repacking the bearings ain't going to do much if there's decent grease already in there. So we're just going to take this here. Oh, snug her up. She already feels kind of tight. She has play. These bearings may be just about shot. Now you can see there's still play. This other side has kingpin issues too. So I'm going to look in the back. Yeah, so we had an 1/8 of a turn there to take up our wheel bearing play. And we're set. Most vehicles have some kind of preload. This being a tractor, it doesn't go over 25 miles per hour. Just get it snug and the wheel will still spin. Basic maintenance there. You just, once in a while, you pop this cap off and you adjust your wheel bearings. So, you can still see the play, but you notice the nut and the spindle move together. So that is all kingpin play, and that's what I stuck my head on the other side to check. So I will be putting kingpins in this at one point in time. Hopefully we'll get a video of that too. But you put your cotter pin back in, you make sure to line up the hole in the castle nut with the hole in the spindle. Cotter pin does not have to be super precise, as long as it clears the cap. We'll put the cap back on. There is a gasket in there. I don't have that gasket. And like I said, I'm going to be taking this apart fairly soon again anyway. And it's only seal and grease, so I'm not really worried about it. This was a oil bath bearing or something. Be a different story. Oil bath bearings, it has oil instead of grease in it. You pretty much always need to replace that gasket, just to be on the safe side and whatnot. But since it's a grease-based bearing, it's not that big of a deal. So there's 2 screws in, and I got these 2 I need to clean up still. Grip now. Like I said, I'm just doing a job site type repair here, something that's going to be just the bare minimum to get it by. And I will go ahead at one point and do something to get more not more. I'll get new screws for this at one point. I'll do the kingpins on it, so they'll probably all be done at once. Tie rod ends are a little questionable, but it's a tractor. Steering on a tractor is usually pretty bad to start with. So, again, roadside repair type of ordeal, or field repair. Get it back up and running when you can get it to the shop. Then you deal with the more pertinent stuff. So again, these screws are pretty well screwed up, so I'm just tightening them down with the pliers again, just to make sure nothing's going to come off. I mean, I got them with a screwdriver, but they just didn't have much to them. Just want to crush that little washer down. It's a lock washer on these. They look like they were originally a number 3 screw, and they're just worn and fairly corroded, and usually a machine screw of this size would be a number 3 Phillips. So, very highly possibility. But fortunately, due to kingpin play, I can't show you how that should be, but we should have no play on it. So when you do this, it shouldn't do that. Kingpins and ball joints will pretty much do the same play, and then wheel bearings have similar play. Kingpins will only really do up and down, whereas wheel bearings get that side to side too, which if you can see the steering linkage, you just see the steering linkage is moving here. So we don't have that clunky play, we have the clunky play here. So we tell the wheel bearings now tight, and only having the up and down play, it's just kingpin. So keep an eye out, we might have another video on that here. I gotta source them first, which is gonna probably be the biggest challenge on a 1956 case tractor. Still, kingpins are a good one to know how to do too. Last tidbit is just, you've seen I've made sure it spins when I tighten it up and everything. You want to just make sure it spins. If you get them too tight, it's going to be hard to spin, you know, so if you can just push it and it Goes around and around and around, you're good. If you push it and it only goes like a quarter turn, you're definitely too tight. Back it off a bit. Some of them have tighten them up and then to say 200 foot-pounds and then back them off and then retighten them to like 15 foot-pounds, you know. That's a preload. I don't have preload on this. It's an old tractor. I'm sure no one does at this point. So that'll be good enough. But check your owner's manual if you're doing it on your car or something. Always some good information there. So either way, tighten that up. Tighten up the wheel bearings. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to Peterson Auto. And don't forget to hit the little icon there for notifications so you can see every time I do some weird stuff on the tractor or any other vehicles going on here. We actually have a lot going on right now, so keep tuned.